toasting, joking too. Sipping and roasting is what we do. Light 'em up, drink 'em down. Whiskey and cigars all around. Cheers, y'all.
That sounds like... Well, actually, that sounded a little less like a party.
That sounded like a
Your voice
party,
is a little lost there,
party
Fred.
gone wrong. I don't know what happened.
Still sounds like a party about to happen.
Wow. We'll try to make it a party. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this fine radio program, podcast, and video extravaganza known internationally as the world-famous Smokin' and Toastin'. Our show is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars, and today is show number 455. Now, if you were listening to last week's show and it was not labeled 454, that's because of a numbering error that some say that I made, but I believe it was the previous administration's fault. So I'm just going to lay the blame there, and we'll move on as if nothing really matters.
You're supposed to do it.
Yeah, that's how it's done.
Proper way
in
to do
2025, that's how it's done. Welcome, folks. We're going to talk today about the best whiskeys of 2025, and our discussion is just in time for the Whiskey Social. We have guests from the Whiskey Social, which I'll let Ian introduce for us.
Well, I mean, we have back again Todd Grube, who's been...
Welcome.
This is your third time on the show, right?
I think so. Third or fourth, yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mike, I'm sorry, I didn't get your last name.
Higdon.
Mike Higdon. Yeah. Now, you're new-ish to the organization now, right?
Yeah, so first time sort of participating as a partner with Dom and Todd. So
Awesome. Okay. And the last few times we've been on the show, we had Dominic Sung on as well, but he is busy with work and has sent you along in his stead. So this looks like it'd be fun because we got someone who's never been on the show before.
Yeah.
By the way, we did listen last time and heard what you guys said at the end of the last episode. We were going to pretend, and he was just going to come in and say that his name was Dom.
and that Todd only works with Dominic.
Yeah. And in a racist sort of way, we probably wouldn't have known. So, so there's that. Well, guys, we are thrilled to have you on the show today. Not the least of which because you brought a very impressive array of whiskeys. And
I got it on the camera.
Yeah, and I'll just let you know, since you haven't been here before, we won't be drinking that much today.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, just so you know. Our show is, as we said, all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. The Whiskey Social is a huge whiskey event which happens in the greater Houston area annually. Now, how many is this?
10.
This is the 10th one.
10th
Wow,
one.
big celebration. You guys will have to have some whiskeys there this year. Ian and I have been to a number of these kind of events, both here and elsewhere, and we continue to maintain that the Whiskey Social is the best one that we've experienced.
It's the best run.
Yeah.
It's the best organized. And
the best in terms of
every year
what you have
so
available to you to
consistent.
try.
And what they have available. Now, when I say it, I don't mean they don't always have the same things, but the amount of things and the amount of interesting things. You've got so much stuff coming through there. I don't know how many booths you guys have going on, but
We can fit something like 70.
Right.
So it's not always 70 different vendors because some of them buy more than one booth.
Right.
But
Right.
it's,
For
anywhere
bigger
from
space.
50 to 60 different
And you
vendors.
have some vendors that have more products as well, so it's not always it's not always just one thing. Sometimes they'll have it separated between we do this product and then we do this product.
It ends up being 300 or 400 bottles.
Yeah.
Not counting what we bring ourselves.
which is outrageous.
You're a good way on the way to that today with the bottles that you brought. So I don't know how we're going to get to this, but challenge accepted.
8 bottles sitting here in front of us.
You counted. Good. I was told there'd be no math, so I hadn't actually counted all the way through. We're going to talk.
Bottles, 8 segments gets boring.
We'll talk about a lot of things today, including a couple of our sort of standing features here on the program. In the earlier segments, we like to bring you the Drunken Fact. This is something that you can kind of tuck away in your memory there, and next time you're at a party and everybody's kind of getting halfway lit, you can drop this knowledge on them and sound like you really know what's going on.
You'll sound like you got the smarts.
And we have a teaser headline for today's Drunken Fact. If I can get a little teaser anticipatory music, please. The perfect Drunken Fact. That'll be today's drunken fact. That's your teaser, okay?
Okay.
I've never proclaimed one of these to be the perfect drunken fact before. So this will be landmark.
It's got to be good.
Also, in the second hour of our show, the most popular segment on Smoking and Toasting, the thing that we call Drinking News. It's where we bring you a story from the news that is, ostensibly true. It's not a, parody. It's not from The Onion. But it's a story about, sometimes, actually, quite often, about drinking. But even if it's not, it's always best enjoyed if you've been drinking. And our Drinking News teaser headline for today: robots are taking over the world. Be afraid. Be very afraid. So we'll get to all of that coming up. We also have poured, another thing we like to do in the early segments of the show, we poured what we like to call the bomb, which is short for beverage of mystery. And the bomb is where one of us will bring a beverage in. The only person who knows what it is the person what brung it. We try it, and then we reveal exactly what the bomb is. So, Terry, if you would play our little jazzy little intro there for it. The beverage of mystery. Any thoughts from?
It smells horrific.
Does it really?
Very fruity.
It smells fruity. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say like.
Does it smell fruity and
scary.
horrific, Terry, or just fruity?
Fruity, but
No, there's a bitter.
there is something. I get what
in
he's
the back
saying.
of that
Like,
nose
yeah,
that
there's
It's a
a
sour.
fruity, but yeah,
All right, well,
that's the scary part.
try it out, gentlemen.
I mean, it smells like skid marks on a pavement or something.
I was thinking more of like the bottom rubber part of the shoe.
It tastes somewhat watered down to me. I feel like the nose is pretty.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
you're
and
right.
it has an
prickly
aftertaste
power.
of that.
Prickly pear, rather.
I'm
Yeah,
definitely. This is like a peach sparkling wine. That's just what it tastes
Yeah,
like.
peach, there you go.
sparkling wine. That's
Kind of
what
like a really cheap peach sparkling wine.
That's
Yeah.
that's what the smell is. It's the fruit is that, but the smell is the you can smell the outside, the little fuzzy outside. That's what that.
It's a little
It's like
flat on the
That
finish.
Ian's talking.
Yeah,
It's like a peach wine that comes in a box, so you don't even get the satisfaction of the cork pop. It's like,
It's not very bubbly.
no,
Yeah,
it's not.
It's kind of flat.
And by the way, it's not watered down. This was poured
No.
straight from a can. So
Is that a beverage of mystery in your pocket, or are you just happy to be here today?
well, I'm particularly happy to be here today because I'm looking at all these whiskeys and thinking every one of them will be so much better than the beverage of mystery. But what we are drinking is from New Hecadio Brewing. It is their Maji Mango Craft Seltzer. And I'll pass
Okay,
that
mango,
over to you.
mango.
Yeah,
I get
mango.
that. That's instead of peach. I see
It's
where
all
I got
mango
that wrong.
on
Yeah.
the nose, for sure.
Sometimes
It was a pitted fruit.
Sometimes you get
Yeah.
those fruits are easy to confuse.
Yes, yeah.
From a flavor standpoint. Ian, anything revealing on the can?
This yokai says, "Eat me," and he means it. Every time someone does, poof, there he is again, smiling his mango smile.
Well, I hope you enjoyed it
mango.
because
I am-
we didn't so much.
I am a bit confused.
This is normal for the first segment.
It's
of the
not
program.
great, but it doesn't have the artificial sweeteners. It doesn't have a sweet to it.
Now,
even though I
Ian,
feel like if I drank too much of
You
it,
said
would hurt
though
my
it
tummy.
did have an aftertaste.
Oh no, I don't like it.
Yeah,
No.
What's the ABV on that?
It's got a
5?
weird sour
it's
kind
about
of
5.
rubbery, like burnt rubber aftertaste. 5%.
Just that mango
I get this a
funkiness.
lot from like seltzer waters that are trying to put some fruit flavor in them, and it's like it's like not enough fruit, and then you just
Yeah,
I
like
will
a
tell you
badly
though,
squeezed fruit.
the list of ingredients is at least not very long. It's filtered water, mango puree, alcohol from cane sugar, and natural flavors.
Alcohol from cane.
That's
Oh,
like
okay.
so that's like half the ingredients list for most things.
fermented cane sugar.
Fermented cane
I will
sugar.
say the little mango guy on the front there does not look real happy. You know?
No, he goes from sad to
Oh, to
Evil
devilish.
grin,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
So does that mean it's like an agricole? Because fermented cane sugar, that's agricole rum.
oh yeah.
Well, I've had much better cheap rums.
It says it has haunting flavor. The flavor is haunting me right now, so I
Yeah.
can agree
Yeah.
with that.
Haunting.
I think we're all kind of universal on thumbs down on this. Do you agree? Yeah. Interestingly enough, Usually when I get a hard seltzer for the show, for the Beverage of Mystery, I'll just buy one at my local Specs or wherever. This one I actually got off the Tavour app.
Oh, okay.
So I had really high hopes for it because they sort of are very selective about what they bring in, but apparently they didn't taste this.
But
one.
I mean, it might have an audience somewhere, but
if it was more carbonated, I think I'd like it more.
Yeah.
The fact that it's flat just kind of killed it.
Cardi B has an audience. Just because you have an audience does not mean there's quality involved. That's all I'm saying.
That is true.
Yeah, there is that.
This show has an audience. I mean, I rest my case.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
In any case,
I see what he's saying.
we'll try some things in addition to, because these 8 bottles of whiskey will not be enough. We'll try some craft beers as well on the program today. From Tomball, Texas, right up the road from us, Paradigm Brewing Company's Oktoberfest German lager. This will be I think it's our last show of October, so this is a perfect time to try a good Oktoberfest and get ready for the fall season. From Fargo, North Dakota, and the Drekker Brewing Company, in collaboration with Big Grove Brewery, we'll be trying their hazy IPA called Sparklers on the Carpet.
I love the name.
That sounds like it refers to a very specific incident that someone that someone had.
Hopefully not the flavor.
And exactly. And finally, from Kuhnhenn Brewing Company, out of Warren, Michigan, we'll be trying their Solstice Stout 2024.
All right.
So we're looking forward to all of those, and whiskeys, of course, from the Whiskey Social. So I think we'll have us a fun little show here. Should we do the drunken fact? I think we have just got time for that before the end of the segment. All right. So the drunken fact has an intro from Terry, and so here we go.
And now it's time for another smoking and toasting drunken fact.
And a reminder that the only reason we continue to do this feature is because we love that fanfare so much. Yeah. Our drunken fact for today. Oh, this will make you like El Primo at the next drunken party you're at. This will be perfect. The Guinness Book of World Records.
You're already starting out hot. All right.
Was created to settle bar arguments.
Nice.
The official origin story for the Guinness Book of World Records, the annual book that catalogs all of human achievement, is that it was used to settle an argument over whether the golden plover or the red grouse is the fastest game bird in Europe. For those of you who are wondering,
I can see how that can incite a bar argument.
For those of you who are wondering, it's the plover. But think about it. If you've had enough to drink, that seems like a really legitimate argument to have, doesn't it?
It sounds like a Monty Python argument.
One of the,
yes.
It so does.
Yes.
I got to go
Wait
and
and
see
swallow.
John Cleese recently at this thing at Smart Financial Center in Sugar Land where they showed the movie and
Holy Grail.
the Holy Grail, and he commented on it before and after. Oh, it was just absolutely priceless. Absolutely
He's amazing.
priceless.
He's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know if I've told the story on the air before, but he said that they asked him. One of the questions they asked him was, what was his favorite role that he played in the movie, and it was of the knight that gets that keeps getting limbs and stuff chopped off, and
Just
it's
a
just a flesh wound. But he said that he played it up until the very end when the knight is down to only one leg. And then they put this other guy in the costume who actually only had one leg and was really good at hopping.
They had to do that before CGI.
Yeah, that's right. So that's pretty cool. In any case,
Now today, the woke crowd would be like, "That's not cool."
Yeah, right.
And it's
that's
not
taking
PC
advantage of
to hire a specialist
Oh,
who actually is good at his job.
There's a
like that.
whole bunch of Monty Python stuff that would not pass the PC filter, and that's one of the reasons we love it. By the way, of the people who are arguing in this official origin story for the Guinness Book of World Records, Sir Hugh Beaver, his actual name, the managing director of the Guinness Brewery, noted that the answer was hard to find in reference books, so he started one to settle these kind of trivial arguments, and the Guinness Book of World Records was born in 1955.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So it's actually Guinness. I didn't know.
Yes.
Yeah, it is actually from Guinness, the beer people. So
And that's later than I would have thought that book.
Yeah.
1955.
Right.
That's right. Think of all the
Yeah.
stuff that wasn't cataloged before that.
The book before that you had to go to was the Farmer's Almanac, right?
Right, yeah. And basically all it said is that in 2073 it's going to rain on Thursday.
That's right.
Yeah. So, all right, we're going to take a break. We have to come right back and get started with some whiskeys because we got a lot of them here.
We have to get
These,
started.
as I'm fond of saying, are the kinds of problems to have. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. The guys from the Whiskey Social are here today, and as a result, apparently Uber stock is climbing as we speak. So that's always a good thing to know. They brought along a number of different whiskeys, which we're going to try, and I think we're going to start with some Wild Turkey. So is this just the regular Wild Turkey, or is this what it was?
Go ahead, Mike.
This is, I think it's a 95, but this is what they call the split label. So this is a 12101.
12101. What does that mean?
It's 12 years and 101 proof.
So instead of the regular 8 years of the regular Wild
Right.
Turkey, this is 12. And it's called split label, but the label looks like it came off. There's a label at the bottom normally that says 12 years. So this is like an older premium product.
Okay, so this is the type of thing then that's perfect for starting the show. Yes. I love. So it's 101 proof, and it's 12 years old. And what is a bottle like this retail for if you were to find one?
You can't. This is not a modern day release.
Oh,
so
see,
I'm not
I forgot
sure
that we have Whiskey Social guys on because you
Right.
won't be able to find any of these whiskeys anywhere.
And it's a shame because it smells
yeah,
wonderful.
yeah.
Yeah,
it
so
really
this
does.
is discontinued product.
Okay.
How old is this? Like, what are we talking about?
I think this is a 95. So a bottle from 1995.
Wow.
It's
they
in
did,
the famous era
That's
for Wild
yeah.
Turkey.
That's
It's the end
longer
of it.
ago than I like to think 95 was.
One of my
Me too.
favorite memories from the Social though is walking back into the main room just in time to see Chris Hart come bursting out of the green room or whatever it is with bottles of rare Pappy and stuff in his hand, and he's just pouring it.
Those are always
you
my
just
favorite
take your
pictures.
Glencairn and you just try to get it over into his arc of pour, and it's a wonderful thing. So, all right, so this is a 12101. You said 12-year. 101 proof.
So this is an example of the type of bottle that we pull out at the Whiskey Social that we don't advertise it, but if you're there, we're going to be grabbing these.
You
and
call
walking
Yeah,
around.
this-
You call these Dusties, right?
Dusty.
Yeah.
This smells like more cinnamon,
Wait
and a
till you-
little
Yeah.
more like almost a brown sugar note. to
Wait till
it.
you sip it. The cinnamon is right up
It's a
front.
lot different than the
You get a little of that bubble gum on the finish.
that's great.
It's really wonderful.
That is amazing.
So Turkey actually,
That is so
Amazing.
different from the 101 I buy regularly.
there's actually a 12-year product now. I don't think you can get it on any shelf, but I think it's an airport exclusive still.
It's in Japan, I think. So
Okay.
it's a
So-
purple bottle. It's a 12101 modern day release.
And it's
but I
very
think it's
good.
an export
Yeah,
only.
it's pretty
and
good.
it's the closest thing you're going to find
It's
to
the
this right
closest,
now.
yeah.
There's a maple
Do you have
syrup
to-
component to this.
Do you have
too.
to leave the airport, or can you get it at the duty-free shop? You can just fly over,
I'm-
get the whiskey, fly back. you
I have
know?
a bottle. I can't quite remember where I got my bottle from.
I literally wish y'all had been here like 2 weeks ago when my friend was in Japan.
Well, we have a
Terry
couple
would have been
imports
like,
here.
"Hey, buddy."
This is a Japanese export also.
Okay, so we'll get to that as well. Now, you actually brought 2 bottles of Wild Turkey. What is the second one?
So the second one is 1855. This is another discontinued, but excuse me, this turned into Wild Turkey Rare Breed. You remember the shape of the bottle is sort of similar.
Yeah.
It's a little bit higher proof. You said it was 109.
Yeah, I think it's.
I think that's just the batch because this is barrel proof.
So why don't we try these side by side then, just
Yeah,
to see,
yeah.
since they're both Wild Turkey
Yeah, no,
products.
it's 54.5 or so. It's a 109.
Same mash bill between these two? Do we know?
Yeah,
you know,
what year
I'm
are
not
we talking
positive,
around
but
here?
I'm pretty sure that they're the same mash bill.
Yeah.
Is that about the
I would-
same year?
I would agree.
What year was this?
That one might be a little bit younger. That might be a 96, 97. I can't remember. They have there's a list.
You're saying it
of
could
the
be
rare
a
breed.
6, 7, 6?
Oh God! Here we go. 6, 7.
6,
Oh my God!
7.
After the South, so that was a big enough thing with kids already, right?
Yeah, remember I showed it to you
Yeah.
like a couple of weeks ago.
But after the South Park episode
It's
this last week,
everywhere now.
it's exploded.
Everywhere, and the kids were all they. I mean, I live with that in my house all the time. If anyone says anything 6, 7, it's
Oh,
just 6,
and
7.
they come right back at you with it.
constantly. It's just.
And your
it's-
kids are
it's-
how old?
The 15 and 16.
Okay,
So
yeah, perfect.
So I mean, yeah, it's exactly junior high, high school, all of those. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all
6,
right.
7.
So,
So I'm
they
glad I
should
caught
just-
the 6, 7 on
we
here.
should just
Thanks for
release the
saying that.
6, 7
6, 7,
whiskey.
yeah.
That's what we should do. It'd be huge.
Yeah.
People would buy it just because of that.
The nose isn't as sweet.
Oh, it's not. It's not as strong on the nose either. It's just there's definitely some notes there, but it's gentler.
The heat is more forward on this, and it's a little more mineral water right up front.
You know,
Oh wow, yeah. That
I
is.
noticed that we brought some water here if we wanted to use a splash of water in any of these whiskeys. Or alternatively, we have Michelob Ultra Zero in the refrigerator,
Which has
is-
less flavor than the
than
Kirkland water.
the water. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yes.
So if we wanted to use that as a sort of a neutral
Rinse the glasses.
diluter,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. This is wonderful, by the way.
This is amazing.
This is way more like gentle to drink than I was expecting. It just really, I don't want to say crushable. There's no such thing really as a crushable whiskey.
Crushable wild turkey.
But no,
It's gonna be their new tagline.
It drinks
Wild turkey.
very smooth and easy.
Crushable.
Yeah.
So these are a little bit on the secondary market. Like we said, you can't get them currently. I mean, we bring them to the Whiskey Social so you don't have to go find them. But this is actually a more affordable in the grand scheme of things bottle. What is it, around $300? Or?
Yeah, it's depending on the release, it's around $300,
Yeah.
$350.
I know I'm out of my league when things are referred to as more affordable.
Yeah,
around
like I said, it's
$300.
more affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Whereas
is the
this
stuff
is more like six.
That's like $650,
Yeah.
$700
Yeah.
maybe now.
Thought it'd be
So-
interesting to go back to the first one after that and see.
We'll have some dust.
Holds up remarkably well, actually. Even because sometimes after you taste the really ultra special bottle, and then you go back to something a little more standard.
Yeah, no, both of these.
Yeah,
Very good.
no
Yeah,
decline in
they're both up great.
no
great
no
bottles.
decline in quality. All right, we have a lot to get to on the show, including a list that has been released of the biggest and best, not biggest, but best whiskeys of the year for 2025. So I thought it'd be a perfect time to talk about that and have some whiskey experts weigh in. So we'll get to that as well. It's Smoking and Toasting, craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars, and pretzel bites, which I should have more of during the break. Little music there from the Suffers.
Such
the,
a good band.
Band out of Houston that is describes himself as Gulf Coast Funk. And if you ever have a chance to see them live, it's kind of a religious experience. That's how
pretty amazing.
That's how I would describe it. They're just so good. Great musicians, great stuff all the way through.
We saw them
so-
at the Woodlands with the orchestra.
and we appreciate them allowing us to use their music here too.
So
That's
good.
awesome.
So good.
Yeah, because on the podcast we have to have permission from the rights holders. So thank you to the Suffers. We appreciate that. We are tasting lots of whiskeys today. We're going to get to that. We're also going to get to some beer tasting. You heard Ian opening the can. That is music to my ears. But first, Ian, I realize you're pouring, but I wonder if you had an opportunity to smoke anything interesting this week.
I did. I sat on my patio last night and I smoked an Oliva.
Isn't it amazing that for work, you can be like at home on a Sunday and go, oh, I need to get some work done. I need to do my cigar
I
review
mean, I
for
almost
tomorrow's
forgot.
show.
But yeah, I had to rush outside.
Yeah, this is
And then you walk into
sit.
8 bottles of whiskey.
It's in the, it's you know, life
and
is
sit
good.
on my patio and smoke a cigar, all for this.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I had to do. So
Yeah.
this
Not-
was the Oliva Club 20.
Club 20. Now, what is the Club 20?
The Club 20 is a small pack of cigarillo-sized cigars.
Oh,
There's 20 in the pack. And this is the Serie V blend.
okay. So in a little bitty cigarillo, then the
It's
Serie V blend.
3 7/8 long
Okay.
by 22.
So in other words, you were kind of in a rush to get your cigar review done.
Actually, I wasn't really in a rush so much as I've reviewed everything in my
Everything in your
humidor.
humidor. Yeah, I get it. That happens.
But no, I thought this would be fun anyway because I just picked these up not too long ago. It was under $20 for this package of cigarillos. This Ecuador Habano wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, Nicaraguan filler. It's the Serie V blend. So, I mean, it's hard to go wrong with that. The appearance, small, veiny, leathery with a solid feel, no band, tapered at one end. Pre-late sniff, rich earth and barnyard. The pre-late draw, it was pre-cut, so I didn't have to cut it at all. Had a medium draw, earthy and sweet. I lit it at 12:05. Now, this is important because I wanted to make sure that you knew exactly how long these things last, right? I'm a little bit of a slow smoker, but I'm not like the slowest out there, so keep that in mind as well. The initial light on this, punch of classic Sumatra spice and leather, followed by black pepper and earth. Retrohale is peppery and woody with a touch of sweetness. The first third of this, and this goes fast. Like
The first third is a few puffs, basically.
the first third of this. Serie V with a touch more leather, earth and wood in abundance, more smoke than you would expect from a 22 ring gauge. Retrohale is peppery and woody with a touch of sweetness, solid ash, perfect burn. Proposed pairing on this, a Weller Special Reserve went well with it. I know that because that's what I was drinking with it. Or like a barrel-aged ale, something with some heft to it, you know, because the cigar is pretty big in flavor overall. The second third of this, leather and tingle is left on the lips, massive wood and earthiness with some pepper and spices, maybe a hint of savory stock and cinnamon even hanging around in there. Retrohale is peppery and woody with a touch of sweetness, solid ash, perfect burn. The last third of the cigar gets notably softer under the fingers. It doesn't seem to have any effect on the performance or flavors. However, it can get a bit hot to the touch. The Retrohale is peppery and sweet with a touch of sweetness, solid ash, perfect burn. Burn time. I finished it at 12:22.
Okay, so you started at 12:05.
12:05, so 17 minutes.
Okay. That's a dog walker for
it
sure.
was
If your dog
perfect.
is prompt.
Yes. It was perfect, though. Like, if
Yeah.
you got just a few minutes and you want to enjoy a cigar,
One that
something
actually has big flavor.
tastes
yeah.
like a real cigar.
Yep.
It doesn't taste dried out. I've picked up a few of the Ligas and other stuff like that always taste a bit dried out to me. Price to quality, at under $20 per pack of 20, I give it a solid 6.
That's nice.
You're paying less than $1 per stick. I mean, that's almost cigarette prices at this point, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. The and I will just mention that the junior high school Beavis and Butthead portion of me would like to point out that you said massive wood.
A massive wood, yes, I did.
I hope you've been watching the new Beavis and Butthead, by the way. It's
You know,
very
I haven't, but I've heard that it's wonderful.
good. I love it.
Like, you have to
Yeah.
get it on, like, Paramount Plus, right?
Yeah.
good. I don't remember
Or one
what
of the
it's on.
apps. I think it's...
Or you have to watch
it's
it on one of
Paramount
the channels that MTV hasn't shut down yet.
Yeah, they're working on it, though. Give them time.
Yeah.
I was not the biggest fan of that show in the first place. I mean,
Blasphemy.
it was kind of funny.
Blasphemy.
Yeah.
Except for the Scared Straight episode. That
Terry
was funny.
would like to meet you outside right
Blasphemy.
now. Yeah. It was a great concept, though. The idea of making fun of those 90s Journey videos was like classic.
Yes, that was the
Classic.
best part of it. I mean,
Yeah.
realistically, the watching the videos part of it,
Yeah.
and just it was the best.
Because those videos needed to be mocked.
Yeah.
And so it's
Yeah.
just good that someone was
Yes.
was able to do it.
Yes.
I had something interesting this week. You know, it's goes without saying that I'm a massive fanboy of AJ Fernandez, the cigar blender. What is interesting about AJ is that he makes so many different cigars that even I, as a fanboy, have not tried them all. And I know I haven't reviewed them all. So I dug deep in my humidor this week, and I thought I'd share with you guys my finding of AJ Fernandez, my favorite tobacco blender's discount line.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, he has a discount line. It's no secret, obviously, that I'm a big fan. And
Especially since you got the I Heart AJ tattoo.
that's right.
Yeah.
And I would show it to you, but, video.
it's only for
it's
AJ to
awkward.
see.
Yeah. So being an AJ fan is kind of like an embarrassment of riches. I mean, the guy makes cigars for just about everybody in the industry. And to top that off, he has his own lines, which include Enclave, Bella Artez, San Latano, and New World. My absolute favorite of his lines is the New World Dorado. And my favorite sort of go-to, the cigar of his I smoke the most probably, is the San Latano Requiem Maduro. But then he has a lower price line called Last Call.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I kind of avoided it for a while, thinking, okay, this is where he uses his less incredible tobacco. Because the secret to his blends is how great the tobacco is in them, right? So recently I finally made the choice to jump in and see what Last Call was all about. And the Last Call Maduro Flaquitas, which sounds like a really delicious taco with egg in it or something.
I had that at Nifa's the other day.
Yeah, it's a thin torpedo. That's what I smoked, with a shaggy foot that measures 6 inches long and has a 46 ring gauge, a small ring gauge. It's nice looking, even if the band, kind of a simple gold on white, kind of declares it to be a lower price cigar. You can always tell by the band, right? At least from pricing, not
budget
necessarily
line.
from quality. But as to the tobacco, AJ used Pennsylvania broadleaf seeds, but he grew the tobacco on his own farm in Nicaragua. The binder and filler is Nicaraguan as well. Snip to the pointed tip with cigar scissors allowed me to test both the pre-light aromas and the cold draw, dark chocolate, dark fruit, and definite vanilla and coffee on the draw. So I toasted the shaggy foot, has a little bit of a shaggy foot, and I took the first puffs, and there was no denying this, an actual Nicaraguan pepper blast
Love it.
at the start of the cigar. So I thought, okay, there's pepper. Not surprising for an AJ blend, but what did surprise me for the first third was the complexity right off the bat of the flavors in the last call Maduro. Charred wood, leather, and chocolate emerged amid the pepper, which left a little bit of a tang on the lips and tongue after each exhale. A nice amount of smoke, and as I mentioned, wonderful complexity, construction, spot on so far. Second third arrived quickly and added a black coffee flavor to the mix. More leather, more chocolate, more tangy pepper. A stronger smoke than I was expecting, but excellent overall. Construction continued to be essentially perfect, which was also a pleasant surprise from a lower price cigar, because
Right.
a lot of times you'll get decent flavor in the lower price ones, but you'll struggle with the burn a little bit. Final third picked up in strength with the coffee morphing into espresso and the pepper kind of taking over as the dominant note, but not so dominant as to block the other flavors out. Complexity climbed and swirled, making the last third a big, strong flavor bomb. The AJ Fernandez Last Call Maduro Flaquitas, I love saying that word, it was, in fact, a very impressive cigar. Draw was perfect. Burn line was excellent. The flavors were very, very impressive. My one complaint, it smoked really fast.
Yeah.
So we both smoked like fast cigars. For a 6-inch cigar, it was under 45 minutes from the time that I lit it up to the time I finally put it down because it was starting to burn my fingers. Ultimately, it didn't replace San Latano or the New World Dorado as my favorites, but man, was it good. And the price, around $6, although you can essentially find them for less.
I'm surprised you hadn't tried this one before because
Yeah.
it's a go-to for me.
Yeah, even at $6, more than worth it. I'll give it a 7 in price to quality. But yeah, I was kind of afraid to try
It's
it.
an absolute go-to for me.
Because I have AJ on this tobacco blending pedestal, right?
Yes, well,
and I
mean,
was afraid, like, if I
he
smoke
is
one
on
of the,
that tobacco blending
if I smoke
pedestal.
one of the cheaper cigars, maybe it would, knock that pedestal down a notch. But it didn't. In fact, if anything, it made me say, why do I not have a whole bunch of these in my humidor? So very soon, I will.
So still, he hasn't blended anything bad.
No, everything he touches turns into spicy loveliness.
Now, I will say some of his earlier blends that you can get on Cigars International and some of those don't quite keep pace with what he ultimately did. I mean, they're not bad, but if you look at some of the ones that he blended early, if you were subscribed to any of these emails from like Cigars International, they'll do like AJ 10-pack, and you look at it, and it's none of the brands you recognize. It's all stuff that he was making for them, like, for years. And again, they're not bad. They're worth it.
Some of those are still
They're
quite
worth
good.
it. Yeah. But I think he's gotten better and better. And what has changed, in my opinion, is just the quality of the tobacco that he's grown and has access to. So.
Well, it's kind of like you kind of see the evolution of it. It's kinda like, remember Aerosmith back in the 70s, and they used to rock. We used to be like, man, Aerosmith rocks. And then they came out with, "But I Miss You," and I don't want to miss a thing. And we're like, man, they've evolved.
But you know what? They recently
that was,
redeemed
by the way,
themselves.
a really bad joke.
Yes, I know. They recently redeemed themselves. Have you heard their song with Youngblood?
I have.
God, I think it's great.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I think it's great. So, but I'm kind of a Youngblood fanboy too. So,
But Youngblood's pretty
yeah,
good.
He's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's the thing now.
All right, speaking of pretty good, let's try some beer that I think we have every reason to expect will be good. This is from Paradigm Brewing, a semi-local Houston brewery.
It's
They're
their
from Tomball.
Oktoberfest.
Yeah, and it's called what? Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest. Traditional German lager that is brewed specifically for the greatest beer celebration in the world, Oktoberfest. This beer is rich in malt character with notes of toasted bread, honey, and biscuit on the nose and tongue. The late hop addition of noble hops brings out floral spiciness and mild bitterness that balances perfectly with the malty notes. This Oktoberfest has medium body with a clean, crisp finish that is ready for any celebration.
So, having taken a couple of sips of this and planning to take more almost immediately, I'm guessing this is a beer you really
This
like.
is better than it was last year by a long shot.
Yeah?
last year I thought that their Oktoberfest wasn't very good, and this is fantastic this year.
Do you think that it's changed, or you think maybe the circumstance you were in when you tried it last year?
Paradigm's a funny brewery to me.
Yeah.
I've had beers from them that I really enjoyed, and then I've gone back and had the same beer, and it wasn't the same. And I'm wondering if they struggle with consistency a little bit, or maybe they've figured that out a little bit.
In this case, they seem to have taken it
I will
the
tell
right
you,
direction.
they have a beautiful brewery.
Yeah. Oh, so you've been to Paradigm.
And they have the most expensive pretzel you can buy, but it is also really, really good. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Where are they?
What's that?
Where are they?
They're in
They're in
Tomball.
Tomball, right off of not Grand Parkway, but not real far from it. Grand Parkway in 249 area.
I'll just admit, from coming out of a sort of a corporate business background, I avoided this brewery for a long time because of their name. Because Paradigm is one of those terrible words that corporate speak people throw around,
like to toss around,
and don't even really understand, but they use it way too much. And I thought, why would you name your brewery that? It's just like, what's next? The focus on what you can control beer.
Well, this right here is really particularly good. And like I said, over a couple years before, it's been. I remember it being good the first time I tried it, and then I remember last year picking it up because I was like, oh, I got to get that, and I remember it not being particularly good.
Well, this one
something
is
off on it.
Wonderful,
very
malty, clean drinking, very pretzelish.
If they can make it like this all the time, then they really are on it.
Paradigm, we hear you. We love it.
It's good.
Keep doing it. It's really, really, really great stuff. All right, a lot to talk about on this show. Coming up in the next segment, we're going to start getting into this list of the best whiskeys of 2025, because I want to see what our resident whiskey social experts think of these picks, because obviously in the age of the internet, anybody can post an article that says, here are the best whiskeys of 2025. That may or may not mean that your assessment is good. So we'll delve into this one and see exactly where we're coming from. Plus, we'll tell you about some cigars to watch for, and of course, more whiskey tasting. In fact, I'm seeing twirling on Mr. Twirligig here an Iron Root Harbinger. I haven't had that much to drink yet. Iron Root Harbinger. It's their whiskey malt, and the cigar malt, and I'm really excited to try this. So we'll get to that coming up as well. And I see a bottle of Blanton's there. I don't
good things.
generally
they
say
already
no.
got the Blantons on deck?
Yep, we're
I
standing
didn't
by.
realize that.
We'll
I
be
figured
there
that was gonna
next.
be
It's
last.
Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. It's a shame we only do the intro of that particular song, because if we were to let it play, you'd notice later when the guitar comes in, like the rhythm's a little off. And I know that's probably best that we don't play that part of it.
That's why we don't play that part.
Yeah.
Cruz has no ear for music.
That is the problem. Yeah. So welcome back at Smoking and Toasting, our show. For those who don't understand that joke, that's a band that Ian was the guitar player for. So that's why I'm lobbing insults
good, though.
in his direction. Yeah, it's because the guitar hadn't come in yet. Yeah. So welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. We are here. We have a list from worldwhiskiesawards.com of the best whiskeys of 2025.
That sounds a little made up, I gotta say.
It probably is, because as long as you can claim the URL, it's yours, right? Or you can buy it from somebody if you really wanted it. But I thought it'd be interesting with some whiskey experts and Ian and myself on the show here, and Terry, we can see what you think about their picks for the best in some of these categories. So before we start tasting some more whiskey, which I'm sure should probably have been on these lists, let's start with their taste winner for 2025 for the best American-style whiskey. I'm not sure exactly what American style means.
I think they just mean American whiskey.
Okay, fair enough.
Bourbon or rye.
Their pick for the best was Jack Daniel's Triple Mash.
Okay.
Are you guys familiar?
I think I've had the Jack Triple.
I have not had.
They've
that
had
one.
so many new releases.
We've
lately.
had that. It's a nice whiskey.
I will say the Jack Daniel's whiskeys we've had on here, as long as it's not Old Number 7, they've been fantastic.
Yeah, that's the thing about Jack Daniels is everything else they make.
Yeah.
Everything is pretty stellar.
It's
Yeah.
really
7 is their bread and butter, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's on every bar. Everybody knows it.
Right.
But
If
you
they've
like
been making
bananas.
whiskey for so long.
It's
That's
just
great.
a little sweet for me,
If
the
you like
Old Number
bananas.
7. Dark fruit, vanilla, and dill on the nose, they say, of the triple triple mash. Rich, delicate baked apple and caramel drizzle on the palate. That's some really good creative writing there. Caramel drizzle. A finish of cooked banana bread. So that's
That I
bananas.
get. Yeah, the
opposed to
banana.
That's
raw
very
banana bread?
signature.
that's kind
That's
of
very signature
kind of a Jack
Jack
Daniel's
Daniels, yeah.
thing. Yeah. For world's best blended whiskey, they chose the Three Ships bourbon cask from South Africa. Varnished oak, vanilla ice
Never heard
cream,
of this.
milk chocolate, and smoked
Yeah.
pineapple. Well, I'm just saying this. One of the
Amazing.
reasons to do
Yes.
these lists because there maybe some of these things on here you go, that sounds pretty good to me. You might want to try. All align on an expressive nose. White cornflake, caramel sauce, and ripe fruits drift through the palate. Spicy oak adds structure and interest, while brown sugar and vanilla contribute to a rounded finish. Now, I haven't had this either, but that sounds like something I would love. Like, if that description is accurate, I may want to try that. Three Ships.
I mean, it sounds like breakfast cereal.
Yeah, it does, and I like breakfast cereal. World's best blended limited release Ichiro's Malton Grain 2025 blended Japanese whiskey.
Okay.
Are
25
you
years old.
you familiar?
No,
not.
I've heard of Ichiro,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I have not had
Yeah.
that.
It says clean on the palate with aged nuances of mushrooms, fallen leaves, and sandalwood. I don't know like how delicious that sounds, but I bet
Sounds
it
like a good
smells
candle.
good.
Yeah.
I was
Sounds
gonna
like a
say,
good candle.
if that was incense, I'd buy it right away. You know, I like
I mean,
it.
that's a Hallmark commercial.
The
Wonderful.
mushroom thing is a very Asian
It's
note.
a,
You
yeah,
see
it's
it
a very
lot,
single
yeah.
malt Asian
Yeah.
flavor.
World's best bourbon. They picked
Here we go.
Old Fitzgerald, the best Kentucky bourbon. Sweet leather and berry notes. Palate has an excellent weight with lots of salted caramel and a long finish.
Does it say which one? It just
Yeah,
says Old
which-
Fitzgerald.
The 2024 VVS. So I don't know what that
Yeah, do you know
means
which one that
necessarily.
I do not
Must be
because
a
they
very
have a lot of releases that are different ages.
Yeah,
Well,
I imagine
feel
it's the
like-
decanter bottle. Those are so. Let me
Yeah.
say
It
that.
is
Those
a
are
decanter.
typically pretty good.
Yeah, it is. It does look like a decanter bottle.
You
from
mentioned the salted
the photo.
caramel.
Yeah.
I picked up a Firestone Walker beer called Parabolita.
Yeah.
That's salted caramel and
I'm a
Bourbon
salted
barrel
caramel
ages.
fan.
I'll bring it next week.
My
It's
favorite,
unbelievable.
my favorite tea in the world that I make all the time and I drink it iced is the Bigelow salted caramel. I drink, and it pairs with cigars so beautifully. So if I'm not having an alcoholic beverage with my cigar, that's what I drink is that tea, and it's wonderful.
You make it as an iced tea?
Yeah, I make it as nice. I have it like an iced tea maker.
Unsweet?
Yeah.
It's basically like a tall Mr. Coffee.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
you put the tea bags in the little cup and you put it in there, and it's wonderful.
Wow.
So this is their
Absolutely.
13
Which
year
one
olds.
is- okay.
This is the 13. So I haven't had the 13, but I'll say that sounds more legit.
Yeah,
Old
and
Fitzgerald's
it's Heaven
leaned in. It's
Hill,
good.
and
Good stuff.
Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
I'm a Heaven Hill fanboy, so
We'll get-
those usually they're pretty.
Speaking
Pretty
of which,
good.
Bottled and Bond is now available all the time. I love that.
The Heaven Hill?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go.
You
shopping.
find it on
Yeah,
shelf
that's a good
everywhere
bottle.
now. It's awesome. It's so
Gonna
good.
have to
The
go
Blue Label.
shopping.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys have poured us some whiskey. We'll get to more from this list in a minute. What's the first one that you poured here?
Blanton's Gold. So
Just the Blantons.
yeah,
Okay,
we'll start
cool.
with the Blantons.
Now, what is Blanton's Gold as compared to regular Blantons? What's the difference?
So outside of the Gold Horse, which is the most important part,
Yes.
it's a beautiful bottle.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the normal paper label. It's a great gift bottle. So it's 10 proof higher is the only difference. Age, everything else, mash bill, it's all the same. It's just 10 proof higher. So instead of 93, it's 103. So a little bit more of a punch.
All right, so it has that sort of classic Blanton's flavor, but it does bring just a little more heat.
I think this is a lot of people would say straight from the barrel is their favorite Blanton's. I like it right here. This is a good proof.
And straight for the barrel is going to be how much bigger?
This
120s.
Yeah.
This brings just a little bit of the leather notes kind of into it that you don't get from the regular Blantons all the time. You get a little
So
bit of
good.
the leather notes.
This is a good bottle.
This
is
single
from
barrel.
2018 also.
This one's a
Ton of
little
cinnamon,
sweeter
yeah.
than I'm used to, but
It
this
is a little
good one.
sweet. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
Now,
On the nose as well.
if you're getting this and it's not on the secondary market, what are you going to pay for this bottle?
I want to say these are about 150.
150, I
like
would
a
say.
Specs.
and is this findable? Can you find this?
It is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe not easy to find, but
Specs
findable?
actually, when Specs does their bourbon drop, their bourbon Christmas, they usually have a store pick.
But also, there's been
gold.
some picks running around
Yeah.
town, like Reserve 101 downtown just did a Blanton's Gold pick. So they're going to have a single barrel available. So that's going to be available at the bar, I think.
Their Sunday evenings, by the way, their
Yeah.
barrel picks are on sale.
I'm
It's like
about to
$5 or something.
It's $6
$6.
a pour. It's the
$6
best.
a pour.
It's
For
the best
It's the best
deal.
deal there is.
Which
I'm about to head over
that.
there because those guys have two of my favorite qualities for a bar to have. Number one, great whiskey selection. Number two, close enough to my house that I can stumble home. And
There's that.
that's very, very important to me. So that's why I moved downtown, by the way. It was
Be
because
next to Reserve 101.
to
That's
be
a
next to bars I could stumble home
Yeah,
from.
see?
That's the whole point of the whole thing. All right, we have to take a break. Hour 2 is coming up. That means drinking news is still ahead of us, and we have more whiskeys to try, including one that's already been poured. What is this next one going to be?
Elijah Craig Barrel Proof.
Oh,
10-year
well,
anniversary bottle for the whiskey.
Thank
Sour.
God we didn't get to that yet. We'll come right back, and thank you for listening. It's Smoking and Toasted. I just love that sound. Even if it does throw a little beer spray on your ukulele.
My poor ukulele is just covered with spritches of beer.
I'm guessing that's not the first time this has happened. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Hour number 2 is underway. We are the program that's all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. And we are heard every week on great radio stations across the country, like 930 KAFF in Flagstaff, Arizona, 107.5 WCHV in Charlottesville, Virginia, and 990 AM WGSO, New Orleans.
Nice.
Welcome to all of our listeners on radio. And, of course, we're available on all the podcast sources. Wherever you get your podcasts, we're there. And we're available on YouTube. And please do me a favor. Go watch one of our YouTube videos because we need more clicks on those. I've noticed that for whatever reason, the YouTube clicks don't seem to be growing as fast as the other parts of the show. So,
Look, just put it on in the background. Dim the lights a little bit. It makes
that's right. It makes perfect mood creating
That's right. It's so good, so good.
situation.
I do that all the time. My wife and I will
Better
sit
than
down,
Usher.
grill out, put it on in the background, listen to my voice.
Better than Usher.
No
Terry says.
Barry Manilow. No, get rid of that.
Dude, to be better than Usher in that particular category, you got to go some. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Man has got it going on. I remember the year. Remember when Usher did the halftime at the Super Bowl? Apparently, more babies were born like that next year than normal for So and it was just halftime.
It was just halftime.
Yeah.
I mean, I catch myself saying, "Is that Barry White?" No, that's me.
Is that what you say?
Oh, that's me.
So
Says that when he walks by the
my wife always knows when she's in trouble when I quote her that first Barry White spoken line from the song "The Secret Garden." When I go, "Tell me a secret," and she goes, "Oh God, here we go." But hey, enough about my issues. Ian, you poured a beer here, which is an IPA, which I thought we would get to first before we get to the whiskey in this segment. But this is from Drekker, and they had some help. They collaborated, I think, on this brew with Big Grove Brewery. So we've had a number of Drekker beers before.
We're going to see how my first taste goes. I'm still coming down from the bubblegum retrohale on the Blantons that I just sipped.
Wow. Well, it's very citrusy on the
Lemony.
It
nose.
smells good.
Yeah. It's a hazy IPA,
But
so
it
you would
smells,
kind of
but
expect
it smells
that.
really nice. It doesn't smell overly dank or anything like
And
that.
it doesn't have that. It has a lemony smell, but not a lemony pledge smell, which I think is important. You know.
So it doesn't go bad with the blends, weirdly enough.
I like this.
I don't know that I
nice.
drink them back and forth, but it's not.
It's not fighting with it. In other words, yeah.
And I would say
the
lemon
second
compared to
sip.
orangey.
Yes, I agree. This is more
Yes.
lemony. You always get a lot of citrus in a hazy IPA, but this one comes across a little more
This is
lemon.
a lot more
straight
lemony
up
than usual.
lemony. Interestingly enough, it's got less orange, less
Yeah, the last few we've had have been very orange.
tangerine. It's just very lemon.
As a
says-
sort of IPA fan on the show, I'm going to say this is really quite good.
Yes.
It says
Yeah, I really like
two-row
this.
malt, white wheat, flaked wheat, and spelt. Hops are Sabro,
Wait a
Sabro.
second, I'm sorry.
Cryo-
Spelt? I don't know
Spelt.
I don't know what spelt is,
a
except
malt.
I spelt it wrong. Yeah. He who spelt it dealt it. That's the only usages I know of that word. But I don't know what spelt is. You know what spelt is?
It's a type of malt.
Oh, it's a malt.
Yes.
Okay.
Spelt malt.
That was a whole list of malts.
Oh, wow. So they use a lot of different malt for an IPA to use
I'll
that
start
many
over. The
different
malts are 2-row, white wheat, flaked wheat, and spelt. The hops, Sabro, Sabro Cryo, Brew 1, and Allura. And the yeast is House IPA.
This is good stuff.
If I was
really
Brew
is.
One,
It's delicious.
I'd be kind of upset.
This
I
is
mean, Allura
almost-
got named Allura, and I got named Brew One.
This is like an IPA and a shandy got together.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
And it's-
A
and you know
very
what?
Good
I like the
shandy.
idea of shandies better than I generally like shandies.
Yes, agreed.
But this
is really
this
good.
really pulls it together in a very pleasant
I was
way.
actually thinking, do you go overboard and you put a lemon in this?
I don't think it needs it though. Like
It doesn't need it.
But
If you wanted to
would
make
you
like
try
a little
it?
shandy.
yeah.
Well, a lot of people enjoy putting produce in their like Blue Moon.
Oh
If you drink Blue Moon,
Yeah.
which I'm not a big fan of Blue Moon, but a lot of people like it, and it's kind of the thing I like about Blue Moon is it's kind of a gateway to better beers.
I'm going to go
for a
ahead
lot
and
of
tell you what I think
You
of
know?
Blue Moon.
It's a
I'm
gateway
not a
beer.
big fan of Blue Moon personally because I don't really like the style that much. Mm-hmm. I think it's a very good representation of the style, and I think you're right. It's a great gateway into trying some beers that have
more flavor.
Flavor.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is
But this
coming in at
is a good IPA.
6.2% as well.
6.2. All right.
So a
well,
little above average.
yeah. Good thing we didn't
It's
go
also-
light on a day when we
It's
have all
also
these
a
whiskeys.
collaboration. This is Drekker Brewing, but it's also a collaboration with Big Grove Brewery.
And I don't know much about Big Grove. Drekker we've had on the show before. We haven't had their representatives on the show, but we've had their beers before.
The artwork on this is pretty fantastic. It says artwork by StudioFoley.com. StudioFoley.com.
This is interesting. I had just one little sip of the Plantons left in my little Glencairn here, and I went back to it after the beer, and you know what? It kind of works. Like it brings out a little of the citrus that I didn't taste before in the Plantons.
So in the weirdest way, I don't know if you guys have ever paired an IPA with a rye whiskey,
Oh,
but
I
for
can see
some
that.
reason they really
wonderful.
That
Yeah.
spiciness of the rye. Yeah, it seems
An
like it
IPA
would.
doesn't work with every whiskey. Let's be honest.
And
Or
that's
with cigars.
true. And so like regular IPAs or IPAs and other than rye whiskey sometimes work, but it's never guaranteed. But you're always guaranteed that rye and that IPA.
I gotta think this IPA would work okay with a cigar too. I love IPAs, but some of my absolute favorites, I can't have that while I smoke a cigar. It just they war against each other.
Yeah, they fight.
They're like
This
They're like
too
the
hoppy.
itchy and
It's pretty
scratchy
mild
shit.
for an
They
IPA.
fight,
it's
fight,
like
fight.
Israel and Palestine. I mean, it's just not going to end. You know what I mean? So I got to figure that any IPA that will work with a cigar is one that I should be stocking my fridge with because that's how I
This
like
is
to roll.
this is really nice. It's left of center. It's more lemon than orange. I kind of like all these things about it for fun. you
I
know?
like that they didn't just go the typical sort of hazy path. They crafted something different and something.
What type
quite
of beers
good.
do you guys typically enjoy?
You know, that's a tough one because I drink mostly whiskey and scotch.
Yeah.
So
The
I
whiskey and
like
scotch
to,
kind of beer.
I like to try. I like to drink some of the local breweries. So I'm a big Eureka Heights fan, which is a can that we're drinking right now.
I really enjoy their beers. I really do.
Yeah. I used to play in a beer league hockey team. So ice hockey, and so we were sponsored.
Which is so big in Texas.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say
saw.
It's-
that's
you know,
obviously
he's a
not.
Boston
You know how
guy.
I
I'm
know
a
that
Boston
wasn't in
guy,
Houston.
so-
Oh, okay. What part?
So about an hour west of Boston, so Central Mass. Like
So I lived in
Worcester.
Somerville for 7
Oh,
years.
okay, yeah, Somerville.
Yeah, Somerville. Yeah, the Ville we call
Yeah.
it.
So we used to be sponsored by Buffalo Bayou. They've had some issues, I think, but
Including going out of business.
yeah,
Yeah, they really
so-
only had the one big issue.
yeah.
yeah. So we used to. So I used to drink a lot of Buffalo Bayou because we used to get free beer. We had-
Oh, see,
Yeah.
I would drink a lot of it if that were the case
we had
too.
some really nice jerseys that they bought, and sponsored us for it, so we used to get
Nice.
pallets of free beer. So.
There,
Nice.
I forget the year. It was a
Dude, the
16 something
1836
copper ale.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That was a
brilliant
wonderful beer.
Yeah, no,
and,
we had a jersey
and it's
from
hugely
that
missed.
with
yeah, that was
the
a
logo
brilliant
and the
beer.
graphics and stuff. So that was always fun.
So going back to our list while we try another beer. This was the second one. I'm sorry, another whiskey. The second one that you poured for the last segment we didn't get to. What is this one?
This is our Elijah Craig barrel proof
Why
single
didn't
barrel
we
that
get
we
to
chose.
this? What were we
I
thinking?
know. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm already
Elijah
to
Craig,
it. I don't know about you, but I'm
single
already
barrel.
to it.
So this is for our
Private-
10-year anniversary, and
So
they
this is
gave us a 10-year-old.
special for the social.
That's right. Yeah.
So
we-
this is the kind of thing you might be pouring if we catch you
Absolutely.
in
Okay,
the crowd
so
holding a bottle up like
I
this,
want
right?
to point out
100%.
that this
Yeah.
tastes like it's made for cigars.
Elijah Craig for me, barrel
It's-
proof is just down the middle bourbon, what you want,
Wow.
cinnamon and caramel,
Yes.
and
Yes.
the oak you want.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so you do get the cinnamon, but the caramel that is just
The
like
caramel is
really present, and I love that.
And the
It's
proof will cut through any cigar. You can pair any darker cigar with this,
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, it's absolutely, and there's almost a little savory to it somewhere like in there. It's interesting.
Can't read it without.
And
I drink this, and the Sleep Token song "Caramel" starts playing in my head.
And I feel
Anyway,
like
I don't know
this
if you know
guy-
that song or not, but wow,
When we picked this, I feel like this got better in the barrel.
really,
yeah.
So this is maybe the second time I've had this since we picked it, and I feel like it's better now. than when
It
we
really
picked
does
it.
change, and I've noticed that with Heaven Hill. I don't know if they pulled the barrel right away or if it sits for 2 or 3 months, but it seems to make a difference.
Yeah.
And also,
Interesting.
we normally pick, I think, in March, so it's
Yeah.
getting summer month
yeah.
heat in Kentucky. So it's 10 years old, and they really treated us
This
well.
is-
They rolled out a bunch of
yeah.
10 years.
Coming in hot at 60.9.
And I feel like this is better than when we
121.8.
picked it.
wow. Well,
Yeah.
it's amazing, and you will have. Will you be pouring this at the social?
Yeah, we'll pour it.
Okay.
We actually give these as gifts to our Pappy level ticket holders, and there are, I think, maybe 2 or 3 of those left.
So there's one or
So-
two of those left.
You can get
there's
one of
actually,
these,
there's actually
with your
one.
ticket.
There's one left,
One?
and I
Yeah.
know this because I was selling this to my buddy, and I was like, "You gotta come." And he was looking at them, and he wanted to bring a buddy, and they tried to buy 2, and there was only one
There
left.
was only one
wait.
left. Oh.
So
No.
let's
So-
let's
so
talk
This
about
is how
this for a second.
friendships dissolve.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention that.
There was
Yeah.
only
Then
one
there
of
was
the
a
Pappy.
fight.
Yeah.
What is the standard ticket price?
So for a GA ticket, it's $95. So with tax, it's a little over $100.
All right,
And then-
so I want to talk to the listeners about that price. It's $100. Okay.
Yeah. Which that
and you
seems,
think,
you know,
okay, well,
that's not insubstantial,
for
right?
whiskey. if
Can
you're
I just
going to a
remind you
whiskey
that
event-
when you're going to a concert these days,
That's a
because
lot.
I've looked, $200, so just go ahead
Yeah.
with your
Well,
reasoning
And
there.
if you want to buy a beer, $300.
Yeah.
and a $30 cocktail.
I just want to put this a little bit in perspective. If
'Cause
you
you're
go
right.
to a premier whiskey bar that has some of
Yeah,
these,
like a
even
Reserve
some
101.
of these
Yeah, yeah.
whiskeys, and you were to order a half pour of 5 or 7 of these, you would be spending that much money.
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
And you have how many whiskeys?
If you were to go to a crappy nightclub and
Probably
order
around
5 to 7
350.
drinks,
Yeah, right.
350-ish whiskeys that you can walk up and try any amount, like a small pour of.
yes.
And you have hours of being able to do this.
Yes.
For $95, for $100
Plus all the Dusties that it
It's
costs.
pretty
You
amazing.
already said $500-$600.
and
for a
you'll be
bottle.
walking around with
No
Dusties.
kidding.
Also, Cigar Lounge.
Yes, which is where I spend the majority of my time at
Yes.
the social. My
Yes.
time is divided between sitting at the cigar lounge, smoking a cigar, and going, okay, I got to go in and get something else. Yeah, that's
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I do
The
the social.
Cigar Lounge is a beautiful place.
Mm.
And last year, the Cigar Lounge was parked
Yes,
right
please.
next to, what's his name? The Whiskey Tater.
Oh,
Wade.
Wade, yes.
Yeah,
thank
because
you.
Wade is usually at the Dusty tent.
Yeah.
So,
It was
at the
parked right
Dusty
next
tent.
to him
Yeah.
for a while. And then, of course, you guys have other people that are walking around pouring spirits and dusty old bottles, all kinds of. It's for $100. That is
Oh, yeah.
grown-up entertainment right there.
Absolutely.
No kidding. And
Oh, and don't forget, you get to eat too. There's a full gourmet meal that they usually have.
yeah, there's great stuff, and there's food trucks. There's
Yes.
all kinds of all kinds of options. It's so much fun. And again, I just can't stress this enough. Uber, because you don't want to be in a situation where you go, yeah, I guess I should really kind of cut myself off here. No, you're at the Whiskey Social. You don't want to cut yourself off at all. You want to take an Uber home and enjoy every minute of it. And that's like totally the way to do it. So, all right, more to taste. I know I saw you pouring this Iron Root Harbinger cigar blend. I'm so excited about this. We'll get to that coming up, plus more beers, and only a few moments away from drinking news. It's Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. We're glad you're here. We appreciate you being a part of the program, and we appreciate our guests from the Whiskey Social for talking whiskey and drinking whiskey with us today, and pouring whiskey, which is our favorite of all of those things.
Yes.
Which we appreciate. We'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to do a couple more things from this list of the best whiskeys of 2025.
I cannot stop drinking this Elijah Craig.
Okay, so that is my favorite that we've had so far, and maybe my favorite that we've had on the show in a long time.
It's hard to pick a
that
favorite, though, amongst
whiskey
those,
is so
but it is really good.
So it's an Elijah Craig single barrel, one that you picked specifically for the social, correct?
That's right. Yep.
Wow. So I don't know if you even know what would this cost if it were on a shelf at retail.
I think $79.99.
Do y'all make it available anywhere, or is this just it? Y'all just
so
have
we're
all
going to
the
release
bottles?
it at the event, and some of our guests may go home with this bottle. And probably
Who
a
do
lot
I
of our,
punch in
a
the
lot of
face
our
for
guests.
this?
And it's
Ian and I
gonna,
are both raising our hands like
Mr. Cotter.
timid high schoolers.
So there might be about, I think maybe 50 bottles or so that will go to retail, and we'll announce that after the event.
Wow.
Yeah.
And people can line up because this is worth lining up for.
Yeah, that's really
You know,
good.
You don't have to line up for concert tickets anymore. You just have to buy them at ridiculous rates from
You just have to buy
scalpers.
them from scalpers. Yeah, that's it.
But you can line up for whiskey, and this would be one worth lining up
So
for.
good.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
I hope we get to go back and try some more of that.
I remember
there.
last year y'all had where you could make purchases there.
Yeah,
at
so
the,
we're partnering with Specs again
You're
this
doing
year,
that
so they're
again?
going to have like a point of
Love
service for
Specs.
sales right
Yeah.
there. So anything that you drink at the event, you can go right over to the Specs booth and purchase the bottle.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
And we're the
Yes.
only event in Texas.
And then what do
that
you just go
Specs
pick it up
partners with.
afterwards a couple of days later or
Yeah,
something?
you pick
Is
it
that-
up at
You have to pick
Specs
it
store.
up from the Specs Smith Street, I think.
Aren't
So,
That's
they doing
great.
it this year where last year was only at Smith, and I feel like this year they said
Did they say that?
they were
Yeah,
going to
I
try.
could be wrong.
They were
Oh.
going to try to do it so that you can pick.
Oh, that's
you can pick
amazing.
different
Oh, pick a
specs.
location.
We
Yeah.
tried. We there was a
pick a
call to the
local.
TABC where we tried to have a truck in the parking lot.
I mean,
Just
but
go
here's
get
the
it.
thing. In
But
the
we did a
worst,
matter of sending
in the
people home
worst
with
case
bottles.
scenario, you have to go to the downtown Specs. And if you've ever been to Houston and you like whiskey, you should go to the downtown Specs because it's just a wonderland for adults.
It really is.
I mean, you will walk in looking like a tourist, like first time in New York, staring up and around. Like,
Go on the weekend and you leave with a buzz because that's
oh
where
yes,
all the
yes,
vendors are.
yes. Friday, start
go
Friday.
eat.
And
You
you've
gotta get some
enjoyed some
food.
amazing cheeses as well.
Oh, so their
yeah.
deli,
That's
their
right,
deli
they had
sandwiches
food.
are
Yeah.
so amazing.
My
They
good
really are.
friend Donna McKenzie, who works for the company here, always tells the story about when her daughter was in school, and they came back for the new school year, and they asked, what did you do on your summer vacation? She said, we went to the bunny store a lot. And the teacher didn't know what the bunny store meant, but the bunny store was Specs because Specs has a bunny as their
Yes,
mascot
yes.
and in their logo, and so her mom was
Yeah, I mean,
appropriately
Specs has been
embarrassed.
around since
Yeah.
1962,
Yeah.
and I
The
went to
bunny
school
store.
just down the street from one that had the neon sign, and I remember
love
as
it.
a kid, my
It's the
grandfather taking me to Specs so he
Specs is
could,
the best.
get his Smirnoff or whatever back then.
According to our worldwhiskeyawards.com, which may or may not be a reputable website, we'll see, the world's best small batch bourbon was also the best non-Kentucky small batch bourbon. They gave it to Boulder Spirits, Boulder as in Boulder, Colorado, for their 2024 cask strength bourbon. One of the reasons I brought this one up to mention it is it says in the description, aroma reminiscent of Christmas smells.
Oh,
I like that.
They're using their English.
Yeah. A deep, earthy oak palate, smooth caramel on the finish. There's caramel again. I'm kind of kind of digging
Reminiscent of English smells.
yeah, Christmas smells.
Christmas.
Best American
Christmas
small
smells.
batch single malt was Striker, the ex-hock Madeira cask finished single malt. They said medicinal nose with smoky peat, orange zest, mint, black tea on the palate, barley and smoke remain for a long finish. And the best Irish single batch single malt was Dunville's 13-year cigar malt. So I bring that up because we're about to try not a cigar malt specifically, but a cigar blend
Yes.
from Iron Root Harbinger. Iron Root, we love these guys. We've had both, both their primary guy and mama on
Robert?
before. Yeah, Robert. Yeah.
And then her name is
Robert Licorice and Mama.
Marsha.
Yeah.
And then the brother is
The Queen of Texas whiskey.
But I was going to say, the only thing that matters is Mama. No offense to Robert.
Yes,
But Mama
she's
is,
awesome.
she is the bomb. She's one of the best guests we've ever had on the show. No offense, guys.
She's great.
Even though,
Look,
you're
I'm just a
right up
substitute.
there.
I,
You're
like-
right up there with all the whiskeys you brought.
I understand. I'm
Yeah.
substituting.
holy cow.
So this is the...
Have you tried this
Iron
yet?
Root is a
This
Texas
one is
distillery,
really good.
and it's... I love it on the nose.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
This is
They
better
did a
than
great
what I
job with
remember.
this.
The nose on this is
Wow.
amazing.
This is leather. This is a
Leather,
cigar. This
Big...
is
this is...
115 proof.
this literally tastes
Perfect.
like an old bookstore.
I literally want to stop the show and go smoke a cigar right now.
This
is-
has Dusty Tome all over
Yeah, I
it.
love it. Dusty Tome,
I
one
love
of my,
it.
one of my
Also-
favorite B actors.
What did you say? The
really
proof
cool.
on
This is
was?
10 years old.
This is
For Texas whiskey, that
fantastic.
we're at the point where we're having 10-year-old
10-year-old
cigar
Texas
blends,
whiskey, which is
I
like
love
a
it.
cool thing. This is wonderful.
Is this on the shelf?
I maybe
I gotta-
it's
I gotta
probably
call-
gone by now.
I
Yeah,
gotta call Mr. Licorice and be like, you know what I need?
If you're lucky, maybe. But this
Where
has
is
been
it?
out
Find
This came out.
this.
early.
Yeah,
last-
early
this
Guys,
year, maybe.
this year.
I-
I think.
I
I'm
wish
gonna-
I'd have known. This is amazing.
I'm going to say something here. This may be one of the best cigar blend whiskeys I've ever had, and so that puts it up against the
Dalmore.
The Dalmore, and the Dalmore is really good.
Dalmore's
but
pretty
I think this
special.
may
They're
be
a
better.
lot different. This just has such nice character. Like this is where the Texas whiskey part comes in, where you just get like almost a burnt oak or burnt caramel.
If
Yeah.
you had that uncle
and,
who
and
had
that
the,
very specific minerality to it. That you get
if you
from
had that
Texas
uncle
whiskey.
that had that one room in his home that he referred to as the library, and it had like lots of leather-bound books, like in Anchorman. This is what
Yeah,
that makes you
leather,
think of.
So
Yeah.
strong on the leather.
Big time.
so strong on the leather.
And in a
Tobacco.
wonderful way. This is okay. I'm going to savor this while we go to break, and it's probably a good idea because drinking news is next. It's Smoking and Toasting. Thank you for listening and viewing us. We appreciate it.
I like whiskey.
I had to realize that I have two whiskeys sitting here. One is the pour that we're going to try in a little bit, and the other one was the refill that Ian gave me for the Iron Root Harbinger cigar blend.
It's so good.
And fortunately, that was the one that's the most full. So
How
I'm
dark that is.
very, very excited. Guys, this is one of my favorite whiskeys we've had on the show in a very long time. I love this. Love this. So I know you probably already answered this question, but can anybody find this anywhere?
That
Maybe.
particular bottle, probably not
Yeah,
right
I
now.
think it was a limited release, so they didn't put a bunch of it out. But I'm sure there's going to be another edition. This is the first edition. I'm sure they're going to do another edition soon.
It's fantastic. Like,
Yeah.
and not just
we
because
need
I
to
love
talk to
cigars,
Robert
but-
about that.
Yeah, we need to have a conversation with Robert on a
Little heart
number
to
of
heart.
fronts. Yeah, a little heart to heart. Rob. We got you over here. We got you. All right. Well, guys, I'm excited about one more whiskey that we're going to try from Still Austin. It's the Tanager. We'll get to that in a moment, but before we do, Ian, who's been pouring our final beer, has to pick up the ukulele
With some success.
because it's time. And I realized I should have asked you this during the break, but being your first time on the show, we would like for you to do this for us if you don't mind. When it comes to a particular point in the Drinking News theme song, I will point to you, I will cue you, and I would like for you to lean into the mic and say, I had to take my gator to the vet.
I had to take my gator to the vet.
That's exactly it. And if you can remember that, it's time for drinking news.
Drinking news, drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news. A Florida man with one arm said he had a gator for a pet. When asked about his absent arm, he said,
I had to take my gator to the vet.
drinking news, drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news.
Cheers, y'all.
How did I know that this was going to be a Florida man story?
Well, I got to tell you, as we've done this segment for quite some time, and as the theme song has evolved, now my favorite part of the Drinking News theme song is when Ian takes that breath right after somebody says, I had to take my gator to the vet.
You gotta have the pregnant pause.
Yes, yeah, and then the breath,
gotta
the
be the
intake,
right amount.
the inhale, and then the song continues. Well, before we get to our main story on today's Drinking News, here's one from the archives that we haven't shared yet. It took place in March of 2008. That was when 18-year-old Ruben Zarate, a Chicago man.
Chicago man. That should be bluesier, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
I'll work on that.
No. Chicago man.
All right.
All right. Yeah, it's all right. We'll get to it. 18-year-old Ruben Zarate, a Chicago man, attempted to rob a local muffler shop. Because that's what you do.
I'm going to steal your muffler.
Zarate, who despite his rhyming name did not know karate, used a gun instead and a mask over his face to demand cash from, and I'm not making this up, Velasquez Mufflers for Less around 8 a.m. one morning. When he told the mechanics...
I'm going to go down to the discount muffler shop and rip them off.
When he told the mechanics to give him all their money, they let him know that actually all of their cash was locked in a safe that only the manager could open, and that the manager in question wouldn't be in until later. Zarate, who I will mention again did not know karate, but was in fact a Drinking News honorary criminal genius, channeled his inner Florida man, and left them 2 phone numbers to reach him so they could call him back when the manager arrived.
Wow.
Which they did.
Listen here, call me here, but if I'm not, I may be over at my girl's house, so just call me here.
They did, in fact, call him, but not only was the manager there when he returned, the police that the mechanics called were waiting as well. Zarate was arrested and taken to jail, where presumably some of the other inmates did know karate. But our Drinking News main story today...
How that works.
Our main story today actually involves a serious breach of government protocol. It seems that an unnamed man at the Department of Energy in Washington, D.C., recently lost his security clearance over an incident involving something that he'd been personally collecting for over 30 years. According to government sources, the man, who has said that he suffers from clinical depression, liked to look at porn on his phone, but was apparently frustrated by the device's small screen size.
Too hard to see my porn without glasses.
So, of course, he did what any government employee would do. He solved the screen size problem by uploading his pictures to his desktop computer at work.
Boom.
Was it a couple of snapshots?
Perfect solution to the problem.
Was it a couple of snapshots of topless women? Well, not exactly. The man actually wound up loading his personal collection of 187,000 explicit porn images
Oh, boy.
onto his government desktop computer.
You know, you can just leave those on the internet. They'll still be there later.
But as those famous late-night TV infomercials always used to say when they were espousing the wonderful space-age qualities of the ShamWow, but wait, there's more. The man apparently didn't just want to look at the images. He wanted to use them to train an AI image generator to produce his favorite kind of taboo pictures, AI-created robot porn. But Just like they used to say on the late night TV when advertising those amazing blankets with sleeves in them. You know, that they called Snuggies?
Yeah.
But wait,
Snuggies.
there's more.
I love that people wear Snuggies out in public on a commercial.
During a routine backup of his desktop computer to the government servers, the man accidentally backed the fully trained AI robot porn generator onto secure Department of Energy servers. Fast forward to about 6 months later, when DOE investigators called him in for a little chat to ask why the government servers were filled with thousands and thousands of images of robot pornography.
The government servers said, "Hey, how you doing?"
Apparently, the AI image generator, once uploaded to the DOE's main hub, continued to do what it was trained to do and repeatedly spit out photo after photo of robots doing the nasty. Now, I will admit, I've seen a few naked photos in my life, but I can't say that I've ever seen any images of robots performing the no pants dance.
You never watched Robot Chicken?
Yeah, I'm
with
pretty
the
sure I
washing
don't want
machine.
to.
Oh, see Robot
yeah.
Chicken with the robot
You
with
never
the
seen
washing machine?
Futurama?
Future. Well, okay,
Bender
But
is
Bender
all
doesn't
about
wear pants.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Amen.
Neither does Donald Duck, but that's that's neither here
Why
nor
is
there.
Bender so funny on
Hey,
that?
it's a
I mean,
great
look,
show.
look,
Great
look,
show.
if you get excited seeing pictures of a
You're
room,
watching the wrong cartoons.
yeah, apparently so. If you get excited seeing the pictures of a Roomba trying to get it on with an Amazon Echo, I guess that's your business. Just please don't text them to me. I mean, in any case, the man's security
Roomba
clearance.
was looking at me. Sorry, I can't even go there.
The man's security clearance was not reinstated, despite his defense of being clinically depressed and claiming that looking at robot porn was a coping mechanism. Because, of course, it was.
You know, he should have called it art instead of robot porn.
I mean, I don't know.
Robot art.
Maybe try something else to cope instead. I mean, get a pet, an emotional support gerbil
A
or something.
girlfriend? Maybe a real girlfriend?
Wait, on second thought, do not get an emotional support gerbil. Forget I ever said that. Apparently,
Don't know where the gerbil. Wait a second, I know where it goes.
apparently, if you dive into the internet and you're confident nobody will ever look at your search history, you can find images and even videos of robot porn. At least that's what my staff of degenerates here at Drinking News and Terry, the famous viewer of Robot Chicken, will tell me. And so not only do my staff members confirm that this exists, but they've actually taken a look at some of it, so I don't have to. And after careful evaluation, this group of morally questionable individuals has come up with a list of the phrases they've heard while viewing robot porn videos. And I warn you,
Also, I may have gone blind in one ear.
yeah, these may challenge your sense of decency and make you question all that is good in the universe. But despite that, I have compiled them for you here, at least the ones we can share without losing broadcast licenses, in the form of another clearly deranged Drinking News Top 5 list. And despite the abundance of caution that our lawyers have suggested, I feel inclined to share them with you now. So this would be the top 5 phrases and things overheard in robot porn. Little robot porn ukulele music. I appreciate that. Yeah. That's actually somewhat arousing. The top 5 things overheard in robot porn. Here we go. Number 5. Stand back. My positronic emitter is fully charged. Number 4. That's it, baby. Give me access to your HDMI port. Oh, yes. Number 3. We don't need a condom. I've got maximum virus protection. Number 2. Ooh, big boy, I can see there's a reason why they call you Optimus Prime. And the number 1 thing overheard in robot porn, number 1, warning, incorrect receptacle. Incorrect receptacle. Reporting live from the Department of Energy in Washington, D.C., where I'm definitely not clicking on this file that's labeled Debbie Does Dallas's Droids. My name is Cruz, and that, my friends, is your...
Drinking news, drinking. Oh, I started on the wrong chord again. Drinking news. That's 2 weeks in a row, right?
Yes, it is.
It is.
Drinking news. That's our time for drinking news.
Cheers, y'all. So I'd just like to say that Smoking and Toasting is currently now looking for a ukulele player who can join the show. One that would not start on the wrong chord.
The ukulele player is not allowed to drink during the show.
Well, okay. Thanks. Now no one will apply. Appreciate that. Speaking of drinking during the show, we've got more whiskey to taste, but first Ian has poured us our final beer beverage of the show, and it's from Kuhnhenn Brewing Company. It's their Solstice Stout 2024. They're from Warren, Michigan. This is a new brewery to me. I don't know anything about them, and the bottle doesn't reveal a great deal of information, does it?
Well, it does. It says right here, according to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy because
Well,
of
that's new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tells me everything I need to know
A
about the
special
distillery
blend of
brewery.
aged ales, this beer, black in color with robust flavors of sweet roasted malt and toffee. You're right, it doesn't say much.
Well, I am getting malt and toffee on the nose, so that much is very consistent. It's inky black. Like this might be one of the densest black beers we've had
there's
in a
there's
while.
no telling what the ABV is because there's no telling on the bottle.
Well, I'm going to tell you it's greater than 5.
Greater than 5.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, on the nose, it smells like it's greater than 10.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to loft it up into the 13 to 15 category. ABV.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Even this has a little tobacco-y flavor to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, kind of a theme for the show today, which
We
I
got a
like.
thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just like me and Mrs. Jones.
I like this. It's not too sweet. It's sweet. It's right
Actually,
on the line.
To me, it has a little sour to it.
You're right. There is a little
There's a
sour,
little-
especially on the
yeah.
finish.
I
Yeah.
was going to say bitter, like coffee bitter. Like,
Yeah.
like straight up black coffee bitter.
Yeah, I'm getting not so much caramel, but definitely bitter black coffee on the finish.
I get the slight saltiness, too. There's a slight, like, salinity right before you swallow.
Yeah. It
Right.
leaves the mouth dry.
It's weirdly enough, though, it's thinner mouthfeel than I would expect from.
especially for something this boozy, because this is pretty boozy. I mean, you can tell this was, matured in some pretty serious casks.
It tastes boozy. This I would say 13% like minimum on this.
Yeah, I'm with you. We don't
Somebody
know a
look it
lot
up.
about it. We don't know a lot about Kuhnhenn, Kuhnhenn Brewing Company out of Warren, Michigan. In fact, this is the first beer I've ever seen from that brewery. So I thought it'd be
It's got
interesting.
the Stonehenge on the front.
Yeah, and that was another thing that intrigued me. I'm a fan of Stonehenge ever since the first,
Ever since they first built it.
Ever since the first,
the first movie with
2001.
Yeah, yeah, Spinal Tap.
Michael McKean, Spinal Tap. Thank you.
Spinal Tap,
Sorry.
yes,
Listen, I've had whiskey, I've had beers. If I can't think of the name of Spinal Tap, there's a reason why.
hey,
yeah.
is the new movie out yet?
It is.
I
Have
think
you
it is,
seen it?
yes.
No, I have not seen it.
I
yet,
haven't.
but I'm going to do that now.
I loved the
I'll
first
see
one.
you guys later.
I've read reviews that the second one isn't as good, but I don't
But who
care.
cares?
I'll see
Oh
it
no,
anyway.
but that's what everybody says about everything. I mean, you
Hey,
just
the
got to go
second
into it with
Ted
an open,
movie wasn't
let's
as
have
good,
fun.
but it was much funnier.
Yeah.
Hey, but there are some movies. Aliens is better than Alien.
I would put Ghostbusters 2 up there.
Oh,
Like, I'm a
look at
huge
that.
fan of Ghostbusters, but
Yeah?
Ghostbusters 2 is
how'd you
also
feel about
very,
very
the
good.
remake with the all-female Ghostbusters cast?
I thought it was enjoyable.
Okay.
But like
That's nice, but they've buried it already.
Yeah,
It doesn't
I
even
mean
exist
they
anymore.
like remade.
Yeah.
They went
Yeah,
back, but
yeah.
It doesn't even
the
exist
And then they
Ghostbusters.
remade it with the kids.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like DC Comics.
well,
Every time they write
and
themselves
Egon.
into a corner,
Right.
they just
They
redo the
just-
whole
Well,
universe.
no, that's the way they've passed it over now. That's where we're going now. When they got rid of the girl one, they've made it with the kids, and now that team with Paul Rudd is now Ghostbusters.
That's now Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that's now Ghostbusters.
That's how you do it.
That's how it goes.
You relaunch your universe. Coming up in our final segment, the Smoking and Toasting relaunch of our universe. We'll try to right the wrongs that we've, been a part of so far, and we'll try one more whiskey from Still Austin. Excited
Did we
about
try
this.
everything?
Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our show is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars.
Speaking of fine spirits, these three sitting on the table right now.
Yeah, well, we've tried two of these three. We've tried the Iron Root Cigar Blend. We've tried the Elijah Craig
We
single
haven't had
barrel.
the Still Austin. These two sitting on the table right now are some of my favorites we've even had today. They're so good.
Well,
that's awesome.
These are some of my favorites we've had in a very long time, I will say. And you were kind enough to pour me more of this Iron Root Cigar Blend, and it is just wildly good.
And just to correct what
Wildly
I
good.
said earlier, it's 48 months old. I think the 10.
Okay,
the
so-
10 on the front, I think, is their age.
They've
perhaps.
been around for 10 years. If this is 48 months old, I shudder to think what this is going to be like in 5
Yeah.
years.
I don't know
It's
if you
exciting.
want to go that much longer though. That's the problem with the Texas heat is that you can.
But they do the best
You can-
job at it
yeah.
with the elevage and their rotating barrels.
Man, look at the
adding water.
color on this. It's 48 months, and look at the color on this. It's
So-
and what's funny is it's a little more red than both of these, especially more than the Elijah Craig. It's more red than brown. It's
So-
pretty amazing.
I wanted to ask this. You mentioned you might not want to go longer. Could aging this longer actually bring the quality down?
Absolutely, you can get over oaked and it's just tannic and bitter, and you don't want to drink it.
And you lose that wonderful sort of bourbony sweetness that this has?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow.
Then it's just astringent and annoying.
And think about when that has happened, and the distillers have gone, oh man, they aged all this, all these casks longer than they should have, and
Older's not always better.
yeah, interesting. All right,
It's different with rye. I think rye gets better. Rye, really old rye, somehow.
Yeah.
Like
it, what's
it
funny
hits a
about
peak
that
and then
too
it gets over the
is
hump
that
and then it's better.
Rye does better young though too.
Yeah,
Like
it's-
Thomas Handy, which is one of the most famous ryes out
Yep.
there, Buffalo Trace Antique, is 6 years old.
so I wanted to mention that you guys really knew what to bring for us, because this final whiskey we're going to try today from Still Austin, which we love. We've had these guys on the show. They're wonderful. This is the Tanager. It's also a cigar blend. So what is cigar blend? Just like a loose term, you can sort of, if you're a distiller, you can apply it to anything that you think would blend well with a cigar.
Yeah. I mean, it's a flavor profile, so it's going to have more of that leather and tobacco notes and the oak. So yeah, you're going for a sort of flavor profile rather
Yeah,
than
like
an
a
actual
darker
legal
flavor,
category.
less fruity, less less bubble gum, less
Right. A little more into that leather and
cinnamon, those
Heavier
kind of
flavors.
things.
yeah.
So,
Musty library sort of a vibe.
yes.
Have you
Old Tone.
have you tried this?
Well,
Oh, your
nose is a lot
glass is
different, too.
empty. Is there a problem with your glass?
this the problem with this stuff is it's highly evaporative.
I understand, and that happens to a lot of great spirits. So, fortunately, the guys are here to pour you another one.
So you can
I have
smell
not
the
tried
difference between
yet.
this and the Iron
Oh,
Root. So,
yeah,
yes.
big time.
So Iron Root is, rather, Still Austin goes for more of a Kentucky profile
Yeah,
right.
overall. This smells more like a Kentucky whiskey to me than the Iron Root did.
The Iron Root has a softer overall palate to it, I think, as well. It's got the leathery notes and stuff like that, but they're more like the suede rather than the patent
But the
leather.
wonderful tobacco notes on the finish of this are just glorious. This is just I love the Iron Root. Don't get me wrong, but this is a completely different animal.
It is.
Yeah.
So to me, this is interesting because this is the first time I've had this. It smells like a Kentucky bourbon.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I would not, if you handed me this glass and said,
For sure.
smell this, I'd say this is a bourbon. I would
Okay,
not
so-
say this is a cigar blend. I
Right.
would say this is a bourbon.
So you're saying it smells like a Kentucky bourbon. What does that mean exactly? What is a Kentucky bourbon? What are the characteristics that make you say this smells like a Kentucky bourbon?
Like to me, it's like sweet and caramel, a little bit of oak. Sometimes
It
the
doesn't
grass.
drink that way, though.
Sometimes I haven't had it yet.
But
I
the
just
consistency
smelled
also.
it.
It's not as
So,
grainy
yeah.
as the Iron Root is, where it has that thicker, grittier Texas whiskey flavor, I think. This
But
is
yeah-
definitely more
But yeah,
reminiscent
like
of
caramel, some oak,
So-
a sweetness to it.
So here's a question: outside of Kentucky and Tennessee,
It has a little more corn sweetness, definitely.
yes, it definitely does. Outside of Kentucky and Tennessee, are there any other states that are establishing themselves as whiskey producers that are on the level that we've seen from Texas whiskey?
Indiana is the other obvious that I would include there because MGP produces a lot of the whiskey that you get in bottles. So, but that whole range, I would consider them part of the Kentucky and Tennessee sort of area. Honestly, Texas is the biggest. There
And Texas whiskey, I think, is more unique, isn't it?
For sure, just from the heat and these two, both of these brands here are bringing a completely different strategy to figuring out what is Texas whiskey, what is it supposed to taste like,
and what's a cigar blend also,
right?
Yeah.
And
Because both
one
of
of
these,
We're still relatively early in the
One
life
of the
these
main things
distilleries.
I always find in Texas whiskey is that minerality, the mineral water profile in the aftertaste. That's so distinctive.
it's got that limestone Texas Hill Country water.
Yeah,
thing
it's
going for it.
it's definitely its own thing. You can almost pick that out. I wouldn't necessarily try to do blind taste tests all the time, but I like to think that that's that commonality that kind of binds them together. So
Yeah, I mean the heat is the biggest thing. It's just it gets a lot hotter here than it does. I mean it gets hot in Kentucky and Tennessee, but not consistently in the 90s
not
all
for as
summer.
long.
yeah,
Sure.
but
Yeah.
it only
It's
gets
90
it only
degrees
gets
now,
up to
it's in
100
October.
most of the
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah.
You know? And then now our weather's broken, so now it only gets up to 80,
Right.
85.
90 today.
Where? It's up to
Almost.
90 something here in Houston always.
Almost 90. But then it gets down to like 70 at night, so you got to put on a parka, you know?
Right.
Well, it's better than the
Such a
summertime when it
Texas
just gets down to about 85 at night.
I remember when I lived in the Midwest, I lived in St. Louis, but I would go up to Chicago a lot on the weekends. And Chicago, on the first, legitimate weekend of spring, it was impossible to find a place to stand in a Chicago park. Everyone just flooded out of the buildings, and if there was a green patch of grass, there were people standing.
That's
on
what
it.
it's like in the north. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's,
originally from the
it's
Philly,
tank top.
Jersey.
It's
He's
tank top
Boston.
day.
Yeah, tank top
First
day.
nice day.
Yeah.
When I lived in Boston, I had a guy that worked for me that wore shorts 375 days a year. Even the coldest day of the year, he would be.
See,
even
that's
show up
saying
to work
something in
in shorts.
Boston.
You can't give it up.
Yeah.
You can't give up the shorts.
That's
It
saying
is what
something
it
in
is.
Boston.
Guys, the Whiskey Social is the premier
What's
whiskey
the
event.
date of that?
November 15th, HoustonWhiskeySocial.com.
And that's
it's
where
on
people can
Eventbrite
get tickets
Yes.
there as well, right?
Yep.
HoustonWhiskeySocial.com.
November 15th.
Guys, we cannot recommend it highly enough. We go every year. We love it every year. And we've yet to be to another beverage event that we think is better.
It's so fun. Come by and say hi to us. We'll be at the cigar.
Yeah, we'll be at the cigar tent for sure.
Yep.
Ian, what do we got coming up on the show next week?
Coming up next week, we're going to have homebrew with my friends from CCSD.
And they proved last time they were on that homebrews can actually be good.
Yes.
So I'm excited
And,
about this.
and they have an event coming up called November Fest.
Oh, I'm excited
that will
about
be
that too.
happening the week afterwards. So,
Guys,
come
thank
on
you so
out
much
if you live in Houston.
for being here
Cheers.
today.
Yeah, cheers.
Thank you for joining us. And as we like to say at the end of the show, cheers
Cheers,
y'all.
y'all.